I've had quite a week still trying to distill all of my thoughts and feelings around the presidential debate. Okay. I live in New York, and in New York there are a lot of parks, and in some of those parks you'll see, it's like an iconic thing about New York, that there'll be somebody playing chess in the park, right? And sometimes they're just two old men playing chess or checkers. Sometimes it's somebody that's like, hey, I'll play anybody, I'm practicing for a tournament. And a lot of times it's somebody who's playing chess, but they're playing for like money. Like, you put 5 down, I bet you can't beat me, and I'll put 5 down, and we'll see. And then, you know, speed chess as well. They got the clock next to them, pow, and a pow, and a pow, right? And I've played before, and I'm not good at chess. And it's crazy how fast you can lose. Sometimes I'll be playing chess in the park, and he'll be like, checkmate, but it sounds like there's no way. Then I'll grab, I have a chess book, and I'll look at the board and look at the book. Like, damn, okay. That wasn't that many moves. I don't know what else I was supposed to do. You know? And I don't know, I feel like watching the election and watching the debate felt a lot like that. It felt like bad chess moves. We've watched a lot of debates that Trump has been in, and we've gone 2 for 2 this year with having remarkably historic debates, both of which were like, whew. You know what I mean? Like, you get done and you're like, whew. Felt like I was up there. And there was a moment in the first debate that was echoed in this debate. There was a moment back when Trump was debating Biden, and I've talked about it before, where there's a second there where Trump looked at Biden, and for a split second, he wasn't trying to be president. He wasn't even trying to debate. He was literally like, hey, he good? Like, no, y'all, stop. Is he good, though? It was a different tactic than we've ever seen before from Kamala debating Trump, because she debated him the way that I think a lot of us might debate him. You know? I'm not gonna speak for anybody in here, anybody listening to me. I don't know if you're like a political analyst. I don't know how involved you are with politics, but she debated him the way that I think we debate him sometimes in our heads, which is to be like, what did you just... Because most politicians are not, hear me out. Most politicians don't behave like people. And when I say that, I want you to understand, I mean, maybe they care about people, maybe they care about getting something good done, maybe they care about forwarding their agenda, but they don't react to things, and they don't behave like people, like just regular people. It's why they feel fake, is because they can't just be like, oh, shit. You see, man? Do you see what I mean? And it's why people from 2015 on have gravitated towards Trump, because he feels like they would react. Like he will say, oh, shit. But then You look at someone like Kamala, and she's a very polished person, very accomplished person. But in that debate, she was having moments that for the first time ever felt like moments that we might have up there. Does that make sense? Like when Trump would debate other Republicans leading up to the nomination, or when Trump would debate Hillary or Biden, there was a sense of like, wait, are you not going to say anything about the thing that he just said just now? Why are you staring forward, acting like what you heard wasn't wrong? Why are you like looking to the moderators to fact check? There's nothing more exhausting than when someone who could be a good player is looking at the ref to be like, help. You know what I mean? You say he's lying right now. Like he just lied now, so say it now. Don't later be like, and then they didn't even help. Do you see what I mean? We've watched it happen. We've watched, he was in those debates. Republicans did not know what to do with this man. He was over there telling Ted Cruz to his face, your wife is ugly. And because Ted Cruz doesn't move like a person, doesn't react like a person, he didn't slap him in his face in that moment. No, Trump has shown that the American people were ready and willing for someone unorthodox. You know how much he would have surged in the polls if he had walked over from his podium and was like, what? And then slapped Trump in his face. I know at least his wife would have liked it. I don't even remember what he said about Marco Rubio. I just remember Marco Rubio looking littler and littler every day. Marco Rubio started showing up. I was like, is he 4'8"? Nobody knew what to do. Journalists didn't know what to do. Journalists were like, but you can't say that about the press. But he did it. What are you going to do? And so now you watch this debate with Kamala, and we've all heard it and probably said it ourselves, that she baited him a lot, but he bit every time. And this is my thing with that, is that decorum aside, don't you want someone representing you that could maybe let something slide? It's got to be tough to be in the public eye. It's got to be tough to be and feel slighted all the time by lots of people that you meet that you don't know and they hate you. But also, you're here to do a job. You're here to do a job on the highest level. So a lot of people won't like you. No matter who wins as president, there will be people who are very upset. Do you really want someone who could be so easily irked? Kamala said, nobody. Kamala said that people leave his rallies early out of boredom and maybe confusion. I don't remember the other thing she said, but she said people were leaving early. And this is what's so interesting about that. We can talk about how much it's warranted or how much of it he egged on or whatever, but there has not been in a very long time a political figure that is as hated as Trump by a lot of people. So a lot of people have said every type of thing about him. A lot of people have drawn him. Do you know how much you gotta hate somebody to draw them? A lot of people... Drawings take time. It's one thing to curse somebody out real quick. It's a totally different thing to... No, wait, I'm getting his ass. I'm getting his ass. I'm gonna take a break, but when I get back, he about to get it, all right? So all manner of things have been said to and about him, about himself, about his family, about how he behaves, about how he actually feels, about Americans in America, all of it. But this thing hadn't been said. And it turns out that this was the thing to say. This was the thing. If you're talking about feelings, this was the thing. And that's, look, as someone raised by black women, don't. Black women know how to hurt feelings. Only a black woman would be like, no, go to his little rally and see him. That's how confident she was in what she was saying, that she told us to go. She was like, look, I'm gonna do something I wouldn't normally do. Go ahead and go. You'll leave early, don't worry. That was the thing. That was the thing. And you could see it happen. You could see it, oh. On his face, you could see it happen. This dude who has held the highest office has been called a traitor. He's been called a Russian asset. He's been called all manner of things. But this was the thing. And it's because deep down at his core, even his supporters will admit that deep down at the base of who he is, Trump is an entertainer. And all I'm saying is, as a fellow entertainer, if someone had said, Josh, people leave your shows early out of boredom and confusion, I'd be like, oh, okay, we fighting, say less. This was the thing. That was the thing that like broke through this weird armor. Because I've noticed that Trump specifically has a thing that has always kind of existed in politics, but has never existed to this degree, right? Where Trump has a filter created by his base, by the people who like him, love him, and everything, that he can say whatever he wants, but they will distill it for him for the rest of us. He'll say whatever, and then they will be like, what he meant was... But what he meant shouldn't have been what he said. Because he said this, and you're saying he meant something else, but he also had access to the words you just said. So are you sure he meant what you're saying and not what he said? I'd like to think that when you say something as the commander-in-chief, you mean what you said when you said it. You didn't say something being like, they'll figure it out. And because he has that filter, because that sort of buffer exists between him and like sound arguments and logic. I don't even mean that as like a diss. I literally mean he could say something and then it could spin out past something that he meant for real, right? Because as an example, that that's like Trump's vaccine. I know we forget that, and I've talked about it before, but that's like, as far as presidents go, as far as you getting credit for the things you do while you're president, that's Trump's vaccine. But when he tried to say, guys, we did it, we have a vaccine, and his audience booed, he realized what it's like. Oh, I don't necessarily control what goes out, even though I said it. I said you should get vaccinated, and then they booed me. So clearly, it's not like a one-to-one. What I say is not, it won't be exactly what they do. So now I'm also trying to figure out how to like keep them on my side, but win them over, but lead them. I think in that moment you saw him get really worried and confused, and he immediately backtracked. He was like, or don't. And I said all of that to say that the screen, the buffer, the thing that he usually has, I'm not saying he lost it for good in this debate, but he did lose it a little bit. Because I grew up in Louisiana, and I know people who are like hardcore in the MAGA movement, like people who are like, no, Trump is the guy. He is going to fix everything, right? I've grown up with these people, and we know each other well. And this was the first time that they were like, that wasn't great. Because even in debates against Hillary, they were like, no, okay, he said the thing, and I know it's a good soundbite for you liberals, but like, this is what he meant. And the thing that they're saying he meant, which is what they heard, which is what they decided to hear, is a reasonable thing when they start saying it from their mouth. So now I'm like, oh, okay, if that's what you think, that's what he said, then I can see why you're still like really gung-ho while I'm more put off by what he said, you know? But this was the first time that there was almost like a shared language. There was like a shared reality around like, what's happening to him right now? And he started to spiral, and he said, hey, look, they asked him a question. I can't remember if it was about immigration or the economy, but they asked him a question that should have been a layup for him. And he was still like, can I address the rallies for a second? Which, as a fellow entertainer, I understand. If someone had said that to me, I would have also been like, hey, listen, let me explain, all right? It was a Friday late show. They were tired, okay? You can't put that on me. And he said, can I address the rallies real quick? Because people don't go to her rallies, all right? They don't go to her rallies at all. The people that go to her rallies, she got to bust them in, and then they don't even have fun while they're there. She doesn't have any snacks. Now I'm paraphrasing, but like... But he did. He hit back with like rallies. They asked him underhanded. Should have knocked it out of the park, and he got distracted by rallies and crowd size and things that make sense as a priority if you're an entertainer. But if you're about to be the leader of the free world, they shouldn't matter as much. You know? And you could see him kind of spiraling after that, because he was a little frustrated by like this thing that broke through. Then that never happens. Trump is a very hard person to debate because people like him are very hard to debate because they're not trying to have a debate with you. They're trying to make you look dumb. And because Trump is like very good at making other people look dumb, he's very good at debating. You see what I mean? But this was the first time that he was like, what is she talking about? My crowd. And so, you know, he had a bit of a spiral. And before you know it, he was like, look, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the dogs, they're eating cats, they're eating... And you could tell in that moment that Trump wanted to say another animal, but he couldn't think of one. Because he says pets, but pets is off rhythm. if you go back and watch, it's like they're eating the dogs, they're eating cats, they're eating. And you can see for a split second the wheels turn of he's like trying to think they're eating the bird. No, we all eat birds. They're eating the pets. You know? And then, you know, Kamala does a thing, and it's a thing that we've done when we've been watching debates, when we've been watching rallies, when we've been watching them on the news. She does a thing that we've done before, that a lot of other politicians have not done on stage with Trump. She laughed at him. And I think there's context to that laugh, because I'm not trying to get too, like, I don't know, like too much of a deep dive into it, but like there's context with that laugh, because she's not laughing at him, she's laughing at what he said. And that's really different. It's one thing to say Trump is a joke and Trump is a joke, and you could make the argument that the reason Trump became president was because Obama made him a joke. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Obama made fun of this man and he just sat there quiet, you know? And then years later, he was like, peaceful transition of power, huh? There's a big difference between laughing at Trump and laughing at what he said. You can think that Trump is a joke all you want, but he laughed his way to the presidency. But then when you laugh at what he says, when you take the power out of what he's saying, that's a very different thing. You know? She laughed at what he said for a second. And then there was a second. It was very slight, but there was a second where she was still smiling, but she wasn't laughing. And then there was a second where she wasn't smiling and she wasn't laughing. And it was reminiscent of like, yo. Yo. No, wait, yo. You know? And that's my thing, is I'm like, I look at that, I'm like, wow, that's different, you know? It was very, very different. And the thing I've noticed in both these debates is that they're not even about who did well. They're just about who did the least poorly. That's what we get stuck on. Like, it wasn't even, last debate wasn't even about Trump performing well, it was about Biden crashing out. And then this debate wasn't as much about Kamala winning as much as Trump. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cat. They're eating flamingos. They're eating the pets. No. And it was the first time in all the times that he's debated that Trump looked 78. Because he's 78. And he's got a lot of energy, so we let a lot of those years slide. We don't feel like he's 78. You know what I mean? Like I've known grandpas like Trump. I've known grandpas that were like, oh, he's got so much energy and he's so spry. And he's eating a lot of fast food. But he's 78. You know what I mean? But I guess this is one of my main things about it, is that like, it was the first time I saw him look out of his element on like a really important moment, you know? And I don't want people to think that this is like, that's it. That's all that needed. Not at all. It's harrowing how little it actually moved the needle. Almost everyone feels the way they felt before. even after we saw what we saw. And we agreed that it didn't go well for one person. But we're still like, nah, I'm still gonna go the way I was gonna go. That's interesting, you know, that after all of this, they're like tied. Wow. They're tied. In lots of places, they're tied. It's not even like it's working out to be a tie because all this place and all this. No, in a lot of places, they watch that and they were like, I don't know. That's pretty wild. You know? The first time he really looked 78, because it was the first time he said something that, like, a grandpa would say right before you put him in a home. You know what I mean? Because be honest. If you let a lot of stuff slide as like a child or grandchild, and then grandpa been living by himself. But if one day out of nowhere, and you haven't seen where he saw this on the internet, he just walks up and he's like, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cat. You're like, okay, that's the last straw. I let you put the remote in the mailbox several times. But this is the one that I can't abide. This is, because it really has consequence. And I think that we live well enough here, even though I'm not even pretending things are just phenomenal. I'm just saying, day to day, by and large, we do get by. And I think that when you get by, especially comfortably, it can feel like a game. You know, it can feel like something that doesn't matter as much. You know, and it can feel like something that you're just playing at. And I think that, you know, it's important to remember that all the things that these people say, these are very powerful people already, and one of them is going to become even more powerful. Everything that they say, everything they do has ripple effects. You know, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. It's like a meme. It's like a thing that's starting up. But it's also, which is very, very important, because we did a thing back in 2014, and we've done it ever since, that I don't know how to fix it. I'm just saying what happened from 2014 on. Anyone online that was even all the way from like crazy people down to people who were slightly conservative, right? From 2014 on, were just called Nazis outright. Right? Anything. And even a question, oh, you Nazi, right? To the point where Nazi started to not mean anything. And when it doesn't mean anything, it's hard to make it mean something when like an actual Nazi shows up, right? And I want to be clear here. The thing that Trump said, it is a lie started by a neo-Nazi. I don't care how many people on Twitter try to find something to make it make sense after the fact. It's a thing that a guy said at a community meeting where he was specifically targeting the Haitian community, and he said that we will not be safe the more Haitians we let into it. That's also the other part of the soundbite. Outside of the dogs and cats, this dude was specifically saying, and he gets kicked out of the community meeting. That part also didn't make it into the viral clip, right? And so when people are saying, well, I saw, and they have these fourth-hand accounts of like my brother's, sister's, uncle's girlfriend has a cat that's missing. And they try to put stuff together. There's even a video going around of some people cooking a cat that's from a year ago and not in Springfield. And then that became like evidence. There's another picture of a guy that was walking with two geese that they said he was on his way to go cook, when actually it was found out that this dude was pulling these geese away from a car accident where they got hit, and that he's probably not Haitian. But even so, death threats, bomb threats, all of this horrible, horrific stuff has been happening to the Haitian community, to the point where apparently, maybe this isn't true, but apparently even the person in the Facebook group that first posted about, oh, my niece's cat is missing, and thinking, She has even come out and been like, I never meant for it to turn into this. That was just a Facebook post. Maybe she was having a goof with a friend. She didn't think it would come out of the mouth of the former president in a debate where he was flailing. So all these things have real consequences. It's not a game, and we are not chess pieces, you know? And even after the debate, you know, it almost like hijacked the whole narrative of Trump losing the debate and Kamala winning it. Now it became about this weird thing with hate. And it's also already, in that little bit of time since the debate, switched into Africans, because now they were just like, oh, wait, we got it wrong. It's not Haitians, it's Africans that are eating the dogs and cats. And so now it's already shifted just to try to find some truth out of a thing that was a lie, right? And you have J.D. Vance afterwards who, you know, pretty much probably fed that to Trump. And he's sitting there talking to Collins in an interview, talking about, okay, whether we find out that this is somewhat true or only a little bit true, was not willing to call it a lie, right? He says that, you know, we don't have evidence. This is me paraphrasing just for the sake of brevity, but basically we don't have evidence that there's no evidence. And the thing that is like so brain broken about that logic is that it creates a tidal wave of insanity until you can finally make something that you want to be true, right? Because it could ruin anybody's life. For instance, when you look at J.D. Vance, there is no evidence that there's no evidence that he didn't bang a couch. Do you see? Like, do you see how that's an unending thing? How it could ruin your life and never go away? How you can't even sit anymore? Because people see you next to a love seat and wonder? Do you see how insane that is? A lie that we know is a lie? But we'll work our way to figure out how we can make it true, you know? So just please, I mean, look, we watched the debate, and it was everything from a little bit boring at times to thrilling. We shouldn't even be debating like this anymore, to be honest with you. We've ruined the debate. The debate is too much like a chess game now, where it's like 90 seconds, 90 seconds, make your move, make your move. That's not how you solve problems. When you go back before debates were televised, the people that showed up were willing to be there for hours. And the candidates had a long time to lay out their position. So there actually wasn't as much of a chance to fully dodge questions. Because they were like, what are you going to do about immigration? And you have until you figure it out. But when it's 90 seconds, you can be like, what are you going to do about immigration? Well, I believe... Is time up yet? They used to take forever because that's as long as it takes to figure out a problem. And it's as long as it takes to figure out what someone's real piece on something is, you know? If you could figure out big problems in 90 seconds, we probably wouldn't have any, you know? So just watching this thing of like, and then, it feels crazy. It makes me feel crazy because I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work. They're not going to make us feel like they have a plan in 90 seconds, you know? And there's too much of an opportunity to get derailed, you know? There was one point where it felt like maybe the only time in the debate where Kamala seemed a little angry. There was only one point, and I don't even remember exactly what led up to it, but she basically was talking about how Trump, which I forgot this happened, because when you live in like a 24-hour, 36-hour news cycle, everything is just sort of going, and there's no time to latch on to anything that matters, and there's no time for like real nuance of an issue. You're just going and going and going. But he did invite the Taliban to Camp David. And I remember when that happened being like, aren't they not supposed to be? The Taliban. Okay. And I remember that moment distinctly because out of nowhere, Kamala turned to Trump and said, this. And you can tell she's trying to find a word that won't get bleeped. And I know it because she had to reset. She actually closed her eyes for a second. This. Once again, as someone who was raised by black women, anytime my mama looked at me and went, you. In her mind, she killed me. You know, in her mind, my life flashed before her eyes. She would come back. This former president. All right, that one will work. You know, she pointed out something that we all saw. We just didn't seem to remember. Or maybe it wasn't that big of a deal at the time, you know. It's important to remember that we're not like just playing teams. It feels very much like teams, which I think is why so many people are like dug in, and no matter what happens, they're like, I'm not switching teams. But this is not a game, and we're not chess pieces. You know, it's very important. You register to vote. It's very important that you go vote and everything, because it's not going to be won by memes. You know, you can't like internet your way to fixing everything. You know, because I don't know. I don't know how everyone in this room feels or anyone watching feels. I just know that like I just want to feel comfortable with who is representing me out in the world and in front of the country. I want someone who is willing to maybe move a little bit like I would move. Maybe play chess the way I play chess. And I'm not even good at chess. You know, I just, you know, we all, everyone, no matter where you fall on party lines or anything, everybody wants somebody with a plan. And they asked them. They asked him, it's you want to repeal and replace Obamacare, and you say that you have a plan. We're asking right now, what is your plan and how would you enact it? And he didn't answer the first time. But when they asked again, they were like, after 9 years, what is your plan to repeal and replace Obamacare? Because I need to be clear here that like, if something is a good idea, a really good idea, I don't care what party it comes from. If something is a smart idea, because I am not playing teams, because I don't feel like this is a game. This feels very real. The things that get said in a presidential debate that are funny, that are a joke for a little while, lead to death threats and bomb threats in real life. All of this is real. So if somebody has a plan and it's a good plan, not only will I hear it out, I might even help them try to make it happen, because it helps a lot of people and it gets us somewhere, right? And so they asked him, after 9 years trying to repeal and replace Obamacare, what is your plan? And he was like, look, I have concepts of a plan. I'm starting to feel like if he had repealed and replaced Obamacare back when he was president, not only would we not have health care, but I'm pretty sure our doctors would shoot us. Nashville. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host and fellow stand-up comedian, Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
Fine.
Oh, geez.
How are you?
Oh, goodness. I mean,
that was me because this episode is coming out on Thanksgiving, so I wanted to offer a reaction that I think some of our listeners might be having right now.
Yeah.
You know? Whether they aren't able to be with their families or are with their families.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure there are plenty that are just like, I'm fine, grandmother.
I hope that everyone's family cooks good enough to make the conversations they have at the table worth it.
Ooh.
Can you imagine?
Ooh.
Can you imagine getting into it over bad potato salad?
This is the year, man. This is the year some people quit family. You know what I mean? I think this is the one.
How is it that what's going into my mouth is as bad as what's coming out of your mouth?
How is the food I'm eating taste racist? I don't understand.
Look, let me tell you something. All right, I'll tell you this right now. This might be a bit controversial. I think some people, they may not like what they hear when I say this, but I will say that hate does make good food. All right, hate. Come on.
You're just saying that because you like Chick-fil-A. That's all.
No. Chick-fil-A is the bare minimum. All right, I'm talking about real unadulterated hate. Let me tell you. Let me give you a little history lesson on the hate menu.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They had in the South during slavery. They had slaves cooking their food.
Mm-hmm.
Very good food.
Right.
I can't imagine the slaves love doing it.
Yeah. No.
That right there is hate making good food. You know what I mean? You mash those potatoes a little harder when you hate somebody.
Yeah. Do you think that's why a lot of white people after that were angry slavery ended because their food no longer had seasoning on it?
I mean, I think
what the
feel
fuck?
like
This was so much better then.
that this is also why you should have been teaching your slaves to read, because there would have been a lot of cookbooks that you could have benefited from. When slavery ended. Yeah, I mean, like now the slaves are free. It's like, all right, well, we're just gonna go both our ways. And you were watching me when I was cooking, right? Just do what I was doing when you were what? Oh, you weren't watching? Okay, well, do your best. Do your absolute best, and we'll see if you come back.
Yeah.
No, man. I've been very blessed that I've been able to have Thanksgiving with lots of different families. I obviously love
you show up at
having
houses.
Yeah, I mean, when you show up on Thanksgiving, they're not gonna turn you away.
They're all in there trying to act like they're good people, so they got to take you in. I guess if you want something to eat.
If they kick me out, then that's gonna be a quiet dinner.
Well, and here's what's great too. If you show up, there's gonna be maybe one family where it's like, well, I don't know about that, and then someone's like, of course we can, Aunt Randy, you racist. You're gonna immediately have someone really defend you way too hard.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, you don't know what I've done. What do you?
Now it'll just be me and Randy, of course, sitting next to each other. Just sitting next to each other, just sipping the same soup.
Yeah.
Just eyes wide.
And he might try at some point. He might try to, build a bridge between you two at some point. It'll be awkward, though. He'll just suddenly be like, I liked Sanford and Son. And you'll be like, that doesn't.
Yeah, that not only is that an outdated reference, those are the last black people you liked.
Those are the last ones? That's the last thing you watched?
The 70s on TV? Wow. Just that bad. I mean, but that's it's a real thing in the way that a lot of very kind and cool people have taken me in at different years of my life to have Thanksgiving with them and their family, or a Friendsgiving, or I feel like it's very rare that I'm able to be home with my family for Thanksgiving, eating it and sharing it with them.
Yeah.
And there was one where there was this one time where my friend brought me back with him
for Thanksgiving, right? And I think I've told you this story before, but he was like, oh, you know, I know you're not going to go home or anything. You just want to go with me Thanksgiving. And so I was like, yeah, sure, that'd be great. Thanks so much. Because even though I'm not the biggest holiday enthusiastic person, like I'm like, you know, I'm not a Grinch, but I'm also not like, I don't need anything from anyone on the holidays. Like I like giving to people, I like doing things for people, but I don't need anything. So you know,
I'm
those
kind of
scenarios,
the same way. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like in those scenarios, I'm more than willing to share it with someone, and I always appreciate people bringing me in, but I'm also not the type of person that's like looking for someone to spend like New Year's or whatever with. But he was like, hey, do you want to come back with me for Thanksgiving? So we did, and we drove to his place, and I was like really tired for some reason. The entire day. And so when we got there, you know, said the hellos to the family and everything, and then I just crashed and went to bed like very early. And I get up and I come downstairs, and the dad is just glaring at me, right? Just like glaring at me hard. And I was like, okay, that's a little weird. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, is that like a race thing? Because you seemed fine last night. You like did you sleep on it and then wake up in the middle of the night like, wait, a black guy's in my house? Like I don't know where this is coming from.
In the middle of the night, he's like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. I just let him in and everything.
I was just in a good mood.
Even put out the fitted sheets for him. And so he's just glaring at me. And then my buddy's mom sees me, and she gives me a hug that's like a little too long, you know? Like I'm friendly and everything, but I was like, all right, that's odd. And it was one of those things where she just like, the hugs get broken down in a very specific way. Like some people hug you and then tap your back as the hug is ending.
Right.
Some people, especially moms, will sort of rub your back. I got both. Like she gave me this long hug, then she tapped my back, and then she rubbed my back, and then I was like, oh, okay. Like, you must think I'm lonelier than I am. Like for you. For you to hug me like that, you must be like, "Oh, this poor thing was gonna spend Thanksgiving on the street." You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why both of you have had such a stark, different reaction than when I met you face to face, right?
Right.
And I find out later that the night that I just crashed, my buddy stayed up, and he had like this long talk with his parents, and they ended up getting in a fight.
Oh.
And then in the argument that they were having, he ended up coming out to his parents. So now they think that I'm his boyfriend, but I don't know. I have no idea. And so the dad isn't even like giving me the hate glare in a homophobic way. He's giving me the hate glare like, are you good to my son? Or are you just trying to get what you want from my son? You know what I mean? Like, do you take care of my son? Or are you just like trying to get yours and get gone? You know,
you're just looking for a free meal?
Yeah. What are your intentions for my son? All right.
And then and that's why the mom is being too overzealous with her hug. Yeah, she wants
that's
to
why
so
the
much
mom,
send the message that she's welcoming to her newly out son's boyfriend. Like,
yeah. But honestly, I was like, because I didn't even know it was happening to know to say something.
Right.
So it was just an awkward. I didn't find out until the way back.
Wait, so how much longer were you there? Was it just then you guys left that day, or
no? We were there like I think 2. Yeah, it was like 2 nights.
Okay, and so
it was like,
that happened the first night. So there was a whole.
There was like a whole day and a half.
A whole day and a half that you didn't know you were auditioning for boyfriend.
I had no idea. and
that's good.
And the dad would just say like drop little things like. He was giving me the classic thing that dads give the boyfriend with their daughter. He was giving me that. So he would like just drop little things when we were like alone, which wasn't often. We weren't alone often in this entire like
right
2-day period. But at one point, he just turned to me. We're watching something on TV, and everyone is watching it. But at some point, him and his mom go to the kitchen, and it's just me and him, right?
Yeah.
And then he's just like, I love my son, right?
And you're like, I fucking hope so.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Dude, that's great.
Should. I mean,
dude, good for you. I'm glad you love your son.
Yeah. And he's like, I wouldn't want, he was also so bad at this speech. Like he clearly he clearly, I guess he thought he'd never have to give it. So he was like not well versed. Maybe there's like that push pull in his heart where it's like he also doesn't want to seem homophobic. Like you don't want to be you don't want to immediately have your son come out and then think that's his boyfriend and then be like way too mean to him. So you're like, I don't want to give off that vibe. You know, but I
don't want to seem racist. It's hard to be threatening and woke at the same time, Josh.
Yeah, but I also want to make sure he doesn't break my son's heart.
Exactly.
And so then I'm just sitting there, and he clearly is like never, like I've been in situations where a girlfriend's dad was trying to intimidate me. Mm-hmm. I know what those are like, and this was not that. It was just him sort of stumbling on his words, like, and you. Oh, you better be nice. And in my head, I was just like, am I like this dude's first black person or something? Like, what does he think?
Yeah, if you didn't know the context, that's like...
Yeah, I'm like, what is he... what is he getting at? It was so insane. And then
I love my son, right? Yes. Good.
It was insanity.
That's fucking amazing.
And then it's not until the drive back that he's like, not because this is the other thing. He didn't even hear some of those things or see those things.
Okay. So he didn't even see how his dad was interacting with you.
No, or his mom.
Okay.
So then it was this thing of like, he's talking about the general weekend because I guess he felt tension that I didn't feel because I was just like, why are these people so weird? And so then we're driving back and he's like, yeah, I hope that it wasn't too awkward and everything. Like, I came out to my parents and everything. I was like, oh wow. And so I'm getting that news and the whole weekend started to make sense all at once.
Was he already out to you? You already...
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure like this wasn't like the come out and then like learning about it too. I figured, but I thought like
yeah. But it's like it was one of those
that
things
would be a
where
lot.
I was like, oh, like, and I didn't even tell him my version of the weekend until long after that too, because I was just trying to be like, okay, you know what I mean? Like I didn't want to make it about me in that moment.
Right.
But yeah, it was insanity because that dinner table was silent.
Oh my God. That's so good. That's just knowing that everyone at that table has their own like plot happening, that they don't.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking like farce play.
Yeah.
Where there's all these miscommunications. Everyone's coming in and out of doors, just missing each other at the wrong times. So it's like your friend's not seeing the weird interaction his dad's having with you because they leave and enter rooms at the same time constantly.
Yeah. It was exactly like a play.
Yeah, that's
because even if he had just stumbled on one interaction, he would have been like, "Oh, that was kind of weird. How long my mom hugged Josh." Because you hug,
the dad just gives you condoms.
Like, yeah, what's happening?
Thanks.
And I guess an older, smarter version of me would have put it together quicker that maybe this is what was happening. But I just was so blindsided.
Yeah. No,
because none of them.
I don't even know. I don't know, dude. I don't know if that's something you could put together until
I guess so.
Until you have the whole picture.
Yeah, like none of the interactions were expressly like explicit, like this is what I'm thinking.
Well, that's what makes it so good too, is because they're also trying to play it cool. Like they're trying to communicate something with you subtextually.
Yeah.
But no one has the same subtext. No one knows what's going on.
Man.
It's like when you see an improv scene and everyone's like a bad one and everyone's like clearly thinks it's 4 different locations.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, they don't know what they're all talking about together. They're all over the place. They are not all on the same page at all. It's just that, but in an awkward Thanksgiving. That's good.
Dude, I also had so this one I was not there for. This is not my Thanksgiving experience, but I had a friend. I had a friend in college tell me, because this happened to them when they were, going back home for Thanksgiving.
Right.
And this was in the height of like Obama versus Tea Partiers and everything. So like the Tea Party had sort of risen up and become this thing, but then people were like, is this just a race thing, or is this like, and they're like, no, we're all about policy, all this stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. And so basically I went to college with this person.
Man, it's fucked up that I kind of missed that time now. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Isn't that odd?
Isn't it weird that I'm like, oh, that sounds quaint now?
Yeah, remember when there were just like 5 racist signs? At a rally.
Well, the fact that you said like everyone's like, is this a race thing? The fact that we actually got to ask the question, like, is the Tea Party racist? Instead, now we're just like, oh shit, you really hate other people, huh? Wow. Okay.
So then, basically, they went home and they had done a bunch of like campaigning for Obama and like stuff like that, and like campaigning for Obama in like Louisiana. So like kind of like this futile effort to a certain degree. You know what I mean? Like exercise your voice and everything. And I'm always proud of people who are passionate about like policy and their future and everything, but also like, come on. And so they went home, and while they were away at college and, Obama had won and everything, their parents had become like hardcore Tea Partiers and were trying to like basically recruit the rest of the family into like this like don't tread on me type attitude, everything, right? And which is like, I don't know. It's kind of funny because nothing had happened yet. Like we're talking about like we're talking about like 2008. So he like just won. So he hasn't done anything yet. And so technically they're not even like, I don't even know if they're technically fully Tea Partiers yet or anything.
Right.
But anyway, so my friend gets home and they're in this full on like almost like militia mode of like, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? And so then there was this huge argument at the dinner table, and like a lot of the cousins were on my friend from college's side, but a lot of the older people were on their parents' side, and all like all this stuff like that. And it turned into like a full on shouting match with like subsequent parts of the. So you would apparently, this is what they told me, you would be shouting at the person you were talking to, but then someone yelling across to their family was actually yelling about a different thing. And the family was fairly big. So this is like, imagine a table of 26 all yelling. But then if you catch some of what someone else is talking about, you're like, oh wait, I don't know what that is. Let me just tune back into the person across from me. And then as
it's like those threads of like Facebook arguments where you see one person's gone for a while and they come back and they have to respond to like 28 different like, well, Natalie, Nicole, whatever, you are this wrong. Okay, well, Samuel Robinson, like you have to do all of the where it's like, wow, okay, you putting in the work, all right.
So basically, they're having this full on. No one is eating and everyone is yelling. And they've already said grace, like they should be tearing into it right now, which is why I said that thing before of like, I guess the food wasn't that good enough to keep anybody quiet.
Yeah.
I guess somebody should have stepped their turkey game up.
Yeah. Grandma died and didn't pass on the recipes. That's what happened to that family.
Right? And
Grandma didn't write anything down.
in the middle of this like huge argument with like 20 plus people, a pigeon full on flies through the window, breaks the glass, and like rolls across the table. And
Jesus.
yeah, and it is pandemonium because I guess a couple people thought someone threw something through the window, so they don't even know it's a pigeon. A couple people saw the pigeon, so they just freak out and like jump up and everything and run away. But then the pigeon, I guess the glass was too clean, and so the pigeon just flew right into swooped right into it.
Well, he saw that he was trying to save his cousin on the table.
Yeah.
All the predators are distracted. He's like, now's my chance.
The last thing you gotta do is enjoy my family today.
Not if you're not enjoying your own.
And so it busts through the window and gets glass like everywhere.
Just on all the food, probably.
On all the food, to the point where they all had to order Papa John's for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And that's what you get. That's what you get if you ruin Thanksgiving.
Just full on. Just can you get?
How do you?
There was an argument about which pizzas to get.
Oh, of course there was.
But you're ordering like 12, so you would think eventually everyone would get what they want.
Well, that's like, honestly, too, I don't necessarily like believe in, signs from a higher power or anything, but if you are literally like in the middle of like tearing a rift in your family, and then an animal kills itself onto your table, that might mean you need to reevaluate what you're doing in that moment, because you've clearly upset the balance of something. Something is going on. God said enough, and fucking Randy Johnson fastballed a bird into your house. Which is ironic because Randy Johnson hit a bird that one time, and it's one of my favorite YouTube videos. Anyway, keep going. You ever seen that video? It's the best.
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure you've seen it. That bird explodes.
I fully do not envy at all the person trying to take their call when they were calling Papa John's, because it's already Papa John's on Thanksgiving, so you're already dealing with a bunch of people who can't cook or whose plans fell through or who decided not to go to their family for Thanksgiving. But then you have this family in particular, which is like 26 people. And then you're like, okay, can I get 2 pepperoni? Like, no, don't get 2 pepperoni. You know we only need 1 pepperoni. But what if I want some pepperoni? And
just every now and then the odd voice too, just like, Obama will destroy this country. Like that's someone's still on the old argument.
Right? I can't have gluten, you bitch. Yeah, dude, it was truly insane. I kind of wish I was there for that one.
I 1,000% wish I was there for that one.
That was because then you're also talking about so much. If it really is an argument down to the point where people are fighting over like which pizzas to get, you know that when the pizzas come, there's going to be problems. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because now it's
not enough ranch cups.
My wife and I
hoarding
ordered this
the ranch.
pizza.
He's hoarding it. Jeremy won't share dipping sauces.
Just mouth hanging open. Get me the ranch.
Get the ranch. Thanksgiving's over.
Oh man, dude, it was so wild. When he told me that story, I needed him to tell me 3 more times because it was just the fact that there was another hurdle to get through of like everyone getting the pizza that they ordered. Lord help them if Papa John's made any mistakes.
Right. Oh yeah.
If the gluten-free pizza just didn't come.
I mean, it's already bad enough if it's you versus your family, and then it suddenly becomes your family versus nature. Like that's a whole other problem you got. That's a 2-front battle right there. That doesn't go anywhere.
Because now no one's even comfortable because the window is fully broken, so all that cold air is inside.
And then, like one family member's trying to like tape it up, and then someone's like critiquing them. Just be like, well, that's not going to be a good seal. Shut the fuck up, Donnie. just this top to bottom hate-filled Thanksgiving.
So I could be wrong about this because I also don't, cook well or anything. So I don't know if this.
What? I don't think we've ever covered anything like that in the show.
All right. Well, for a second I thought you were going to be a monster, and then you decided to come through and be you, and that works. Yeah. Stay on brand.
I'm also getting to say this shit before, we're recording this ahead of time. It comes out on Thanksgiving. I could be in the middle of a very upsetting meal that I fucked up. So it's like this is like my first time attempting some big Thanksgiving stuff. I've done bits.
Yeah.
And smaller like, me and Jess, because we're not really getting together with family at all, so we're kind of trying to do our own thing, and we've got some big plans, so oof, it could go real wrong real quick. I'm going to try smoking a turkey. Never done that. I'm going to try parts of it. We're doing some in the oven, some smoking specifically in case I fuck up. So I can't talk pre my potential failure. So
you reminded me of a different thing real quick. This is a different one of my family members. So we ever since my grandma passed away, we haven't done like big Thanksgiving. Like my grandma would have Thanksgivings that were like everybody, like cousins that we only see once a year would come through for that, right? And when my grandma stopped cooking as much because she just couldn't handle the toll, like she hadn't even passed away yet, but she just couldn't handle it as much. We started splintering off a little bit, and obviously my mom and I would still have Thanksgiving with her, my aunt, granddad, all stuff like that. But then some of the people who came through wouldn't necessarily be with us or anything. And I heard one story where they tried to fry a turkey. And it was like right as like frying a turkey was getting like really popular, just like dunking the turkey in that perfect sweet spot in between when like dunking the turkey was popular, but right before YouTube was popular. Like it's like in that.
So we didn't know how wrong it was going yet.
Yeah, like we didn't see firsthand how many people were messing it up. So
how many people were burning their fucking house down?
Yeah, a
we
lot
didn't
of people
have that
making
stat yet.
The exact same mistakes. Like just purely the same mistakes to the point where the news. I remember our local news had to get on and have an anchor fry a turkey wrong just to show how dangerous it was.
No,
like,
dude,
this dude,
our news around here did that too.
He fully just set a turkey on fire to be like, if you actually put too much oil and just dunk the turkey in like this, and it just burst into flames.
What you need to do is you need to put the turkey in first, fill it with water, see where that is, pull the turkey out, and then wherever the water is at, fill it with oil to that. Yeah. That's how you do it. It was fun to see that on the news. The news to be like, here's how you cook this so you don't die, you idiot.
Or lose all of your property. So basically the story that I heard was that the patriarch of this cluster, right?
Sorry, that wording.
I'm trying to tell it in the most epic way possible because of what happens.
What a weird way to say the dad. The patriarch of this cluster. I'm trying
to.
No, I appreciate it. You got
a nice lead up.
You got a word a day calendar now, and so you're really trying to flex. I get it. Go ahead.
Oh, you monster! So then, he's taking it upon himself to fry turkey, right?
Yeah.
So then he hasn't watched that news segment hasn't come out yet. It hasn't. And so he's thinking, all right, all I need to do is get all of the grease boiling high enough that I fully cover the turkey. I don't want to make, you know what I mean? I don't want to have a situation where it's half cooked, a little frozen on the inside. You know, I just want to make sure all my bases are covered. And so he does everything you're not supposed to do. Like the oil is too high, the fire's too high. Little the platform in the backyard is not stable.
The turkey's covered in firecrackers. It's all wrong.
Yeah, everything. Turkey's been basted with gasoline,
with mercury,
and so he dunks it in, and then like maybe 12 seconds later, his son just hears him yelling and coming around the corner of the house, "Run!" And basically,
what a hero!
because the platform wasn't stable, not only did the whole thing catch on fire, but it's tilted now and it's about to go off like a bomb. Because now that it's tilted, the oily fire is spreading. And there's just this one pop.
He just made a turkey cannon at that point.
Yeah, there's basically this one, because now you have wood and a structure to hold this tilted thing.
Yeah.
Also, maybe don't make your platform out of just Luan, like just the most flammable wood.
I think it's technically a pyre at this point. I think it's no longer a cooking situation. It's a pyre.
Yeah, that turkey was a Greek hero.
This is now a turkey effigy. This is now.
And so basically, it tilted and started burning everywhere. And I don't actually know the ballistics of how this happened. But the
ballistics.
But basically, because it doesn't actually.
I haven't done the splatter test yet to see what.
Like what I'm about to tell you doesn't make sense.
Okay,
that's why I say ballistics, because basically.
No, I have theories of where this is going to go, and I'm excited to hear.
So he did his due diligence in making sure that it was on the backyard lawn, far enough away from the actual house, like however many feet before you even get to the concrete of the patio, right? So that he did a good thing, right?
Okay.
The house is not necessarily a danger only because of the angle that the cannon he created is pointing. All right. He could have just blown up his house. But anyway, the way they heard one pop after the dad rounded the corner of the house and was like, run. They heard one pop and then just this huge splashing sound. And basically the turkey and the pot, everything in it sort of popped in like a big gust of explosion to the left.
Okay.
And it cracked their above ground pool. So the pool is what put the fire out after they all ran away.
Oh, it's a Rube Goldberg Thanksgiving. That's great. Okay.
But it fully busted like in Bad Boys 2. Like just the front yard even got like a little bit of the flooding from the pool, like all the way to where they were standing after they heard that pop.
Now just imagine being the other family members and you just see the patriarch of the cluster sprint around the house just going, run! And you'll be expecting fire. But instead there's water. You're going to have so many questions.
Yeah.
Of like, how did you play with oil and fire but flood the yard?
Because that's what I'm saying. It's like, I obviously you could build a fire that spreads enough that you burn down your house, which is what a lot of people did.
Right.
But you also have a situation where where he is trying to fry this turkey seems contained enough in between the house and the pool and everything. He really tried to pick a midpoint. So the fact that it like, I mean, no one was back there, so no one knows how it happened. But the fact that it like, I guess it like tilted and then just like when it tipped over, it just sort of shot to the left and cracked the pool.
Did you say this was family of yours?
Oh, no, that was not family of mine. This is the story that I was told by a different person.
Okay, because I didn't want to insult your family, but when you said above ground pool, I'm like, oh, you didn't have to mention those two words. You'd have said they broke the pool with the turkey. I'd be like, yeah, no.
I mean, but who knows if they had a full on, just deep, lavish, in the ground pool, they may have not been able to save their property.
That's true. That's a good point. Thank God for above ground pools. Could you imagine burning like a mansion down with by trying to fry a turkey?
Yeah, just can you? Yeah, you're basically destroying the most lavish thing in the most redneck way.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be like if a rapper was like, "Oh yeah, my pit bull demolished my mansion." Just tore the whole thing apart.
Pitbull ruined my rose garden. Man.
Dang, Pitbull got in the wine cellar, knocked everything over.
What were you saying though about your family though? Was that leading into something?
Yeah, it was basically that like I can't speak for them, but I can say that like my grandma really held it down. So I can't imagine that Thanksgiving was the same when she wasn't hosting it. Like she had a little bit of everything. She had like she would do turkey and gumbo. Like
wow.
those two things alone, right? Like normally you put all your energy into the turkey or you put all your energy into the gumbo. And she was like doing double duty. So then there were some people, I can't remember. I was really little when this happened though, so I don't know how little, but like I maybe 11 or something.
Right.
There was one year that she didn't cook and a couple people just came around anyway, and I was just like, "Oh, you really didn't have a plan. You really didn't like," because it wasn't coming around out of hunger. It was coming around like, "All right, I just want to see for myself that you are cooking."
I heard this bullshit rumor and I wanted to check it out.
I want to make sure nobody's lying to me, that y'all just didn't invite me.
Right.
So I'm gonna see with my own eyes.
We had the same thing though, where Thanksgiving changed, because grandma when our grandparents were alive, because I've never mentioned it, but my mom has a huge family on her side. She's the 11th of 14 kids.
Oh wow.
I've told you that before, right?
You've told me a lot, but I don't remember you saying 11.
Yeah. No, my grandparents had 14 kids, which I did the math on that, and if you average 9 months per kid, my grandma was pregnant for a total of 10.5 years.
Man.
Yeah. I've never had a job longer than 2. So
man, dude, that's crazy.
My grandma has gestated children longer than I've done anything. 5 times longer than I've done anything.
That's
comedy,
so crazy.
I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. She almost died having the 3rd one. She was given her last. A priest was in her room giving her last rites, and then she was a God-fearing Catholic woman, and she made a deal with God right then. Said, if you pull me through this, I'll have as many children as I possibly can. So that's why, I try not to, I'm not a religious person, but I try not to shit on it or dismiss it too much, because without my grandma making a deal with God, I wouldn't exist. So
yeah, wow, wow.
There's definitely something to it, I guess.
11 of 14.
My mom's the 11th. Yeah. But so we used to have like, every holiday used to be, because everyone lived in the same town too. Everyone lived in Iowa. Like we were the first ones to move, and we just moved like 40 minutes north. Like we didn't even like move. We were kind of the first ones to do that. Everyone just pretty much lived in town. So it was just Easter. We used to have giant birthday parties, like cousins and stuff like that. Like all my birthday parties as a kid, I didn't really start having like birthday parties with friends till like maybe middle school, because when I was younger, it would just be 90 relatives would show up to the house, and like that was it. And I had a ton of cousins my age and shit. But it was we used to do Thanksgiving together, and then once Grandma died, everyone kind of splintered off into smaller groups and stuff like that. And those have it's interesting. There have been some relatives who have kind of hopped between other, like they're like a free agent, like in like family Thanksgivings.
There's just that uncle that's like rubbing his stomach, like y'all busy this year? Y'all doing anything? Y'all like just coming through the window, not even the door. Y'all got something cooking or
Yeah.
I brought just always. That's the other thing too. Every relative that comes to every Thanksgiving but doesn't like it's just being a freeloader. They always bring the same thing. So they'll bring something that's either useless or nobody wants but them. So they'll bring like they'll either bring like a Walmart pecan pie, or they'll bring like forks and knives. And it's like we have. What are you doing that you think that we don't have forks and knives?
Right. A good go-to, people, is this is a tip for the freeloading Thanksgiving. Cool Whip, man. Bring a thing of Cool Whip. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Something
I
like
don't
that.
think anybody can get mad at that.
No one gets mad at that. People are going to put it on pie or something. You can get away with that. It makes it seem like you put the effort. You were trying to plan out.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't bring the same nasty cherry pie that no one ate last time but you.
Yeah. Yeah. People make pies for Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah. Why would you? We see the $5 sticker on it.
Yeah. Or just get a bottle of wine, even if it's cheap. Fuck it. Just do that. Someone will drink it.
Yeah. Or just hand the person that cooked money.
That too.
Just be like, I know all of this preparation probably set you back a couple $100, so here's 20.
Yeah. Or just like thank them. Just be like, thank you so much for letting me come, just like, and don't even launch an explanation. Just say, the way things have been going. Let them cut you off, because they will.
Yeah. The way things have been going and everything.
Oh, no, you don't have to mention it at all. Oh, don't even, please. Come on, your family. Boom.
It's just since I lost my job. Yeah, I mean,
no,
like,
see, that's where Josh fucked up. You stop there. This is someone actually having a hard time. Okay.
Oh man.
But Thanksgiving, though, I always hear my friends though talk about rough Thanksgiving, stuff like that. But like I'm lucky in that my family, we're on the same political spectrum, so I've never really had to have that, because everyone talks about, you argue about politics stuff. Well, I've never really had to deal with that, much. I've had it with partners' parents, but when it's not your family, you can just I just sound to the ocean, man. I'm just like, I'll let them have this. I'm not even gonna, because I don't care enough.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't
look,
like.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's not exclusively, but that is mostly, though, a white problem.
Oh yeah.
I don't know a ton of black people are like, oh, I don't know how my dad voted.
Oh yeah. I can see that.
It's just like it's never come up, because it's not even that we're all like, we obviously don't all think exactly the same thing,
right.
But we still are like, oh no, yeah, that guy that's that guy that you that guy running that used to wear blackface. Yeah, no one at this table voted for him.
Right? Yeah.
There's no one at this table is taking up for him. Like, it was a different time.
Yeah. No, but like and that's a good point that I hadn't really considered. But yeah, I've just never had to deal with that stuff, because to me Thanksgiving's always been fun, because family would get together, and then we always would play like football afterwards, which got harder and harder as we got older. Not just because physically, but also when you're young, you can eat a lot of food, then go run.
Yeah.
There's a threshold you hit at like, for me it was like 24.
Yeah.
Where suddenly it's like you eat that much, and I may never run again, to be honest. It's like,
yeah, you got problems. Yeah.
Yeah. the year like we stopped doing it because we used to weigh in before Thanksgiving. me and my brothers and my cousins, we'd all weigh in and write down our weight. Your fucking faces for those if you're listening to this.
What?
Yeah, we'd weigh in and then we'd see who would gain the most weight over the meal.
This is why other countries hate us.
That's fair.
This is why they.
My little brother won
after us.
My little brother won like 4 years in a row. That little dude could pack it away.
I feel like he was probably using those cheats that boxers use. Yeah, I mean, like 1 foot slightly off the scale.
He was a boxer. He did do some boxing.
Yeah, he knew the towel rule. Yeah, I mean, he'd lead on the towel.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like we had, like a couple of us had wrestled. I didn't wrestle, but like we were football players, stuff like that. So we were used to like weighing and trying to meet some goals, you know. But we did that 1 year, and then we decided to go play football. And there was a moment where like 4 of us were just bent over at once, like, oh no. And so we stopped doing that. We stopped weighing it.
Dude, okay, so this cracks me up so much. I'm gonna try. I mean, you always do, but you'll help me if any part of the story ends up being confusing.
Right.
But I don't know. I was kind of getting to this one earlier. I don't know everything that went wrong because I don't cook, especially not well.
Oh God, yeah. Sorry, that was so long ago, and I interrupted you. That was like minute 3 of. As you said that sentence, we went a lot of different ways. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all good. We went to some good places. You reminded me of a story I'd completely forgotten anyway to tell. But basically, I was told this Thanksgiving story by another friend who was at their family's place. This was when I was in Chicago, okay? Mm-hmm. And one of my coworkers they were usually the person that cooked for everyone. Like we were just saying, like the grandmas do and everything like that. She's very young, but she just loves cooking, so she took it upon herself to like do all of the cooking for everyone. And this one year, she really couldn't do it. She even did like, I think a double shift the day before Thanksgiving at the grocery store. So she just didn't have the time, the energy, anything. So she let another family member take the helm, right? Oh, okay. And this dude fashioned himself a bit of a chef or like a wannabe chef or something. Like it's like how people who really, really want to do comedy but have never done open mic, but they just like gift themselves that they're very funny. That was his cooking. And so basically this dude,
he'd listen to a few chefs talking podcasts, and he's like, I think I kind of get how it is,
yeah this dude okay. And for any of our
but Tally was on Rogan, so I think I kind of understand how I kind of get what the industry's like.
He had some great insight. And I feel like 3 hours of a crash course in anything means you get it. So if anyone's listening that's in the middle of eating, you may want to pause. But outside of that, we're gonna have a good time. So basically, he took it upon himself to do everything. He did the cranberry sauce. He did the stuffing or dressing, depending on where you're from. He did the turkey. He did chicken wings.
People call that different things.
I don't. I just say whatever people want me to say. Because
wow, what a brave stance.
I've only been in like 2 arguments where I'm like, no, it's dressing. And they're like, no, it's stuffing. And I'm like,
so
stuffing.
Oh, you call it dressing.
I call it dressing.
Okay, but is that regional? It must be.
I think it's a Southern thing. I think. Okay. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because I've always heard it called stuffing, but I've rarely actually seen it used as stuffing.
Yeah.
Like no,
you're absolutely right.
Hardly anyone actually stuffs it in the turkey.
What you're saying is what I've been saying my whole life.
Yeah. All right. You know what? I'm kind of on your. I might start calling it dressing now, to be honest. Now that I realize that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that one of
it
our
only counts if you stuff it.
You gotta and be like, actually, it's stuffing because blah blah blah. And we love those emails, so send them away. But
nah. Nah, I'm holding my ground on this one.
Okay, I guess this is where we are.
Yeah, and that's the one historical thing to really debate about Thanksgiving is what stuffing is. Yeah, it's the real.
Yeah,
that's the one real hang up.
It's a hill to die on for sure.
Yeah, for some.
So basically, he had took it upon himself to make the turkey, the dressing, stuffing, the cranberry sauce, the chicken wings, and what was it? There was one more thing. All of the pies, all the desserts and stuff. Now, this dude, like I said, this dude's not a real cook.
Right.
So as he starts cooking everything, he does a terrible job with the overall organization of the utensils and with his hand washing. So this man is dealing with raw chicken, raw turkey, and then just rolling dough for pies.
Come on.
This dude is is mixing like all of the good things that go into basting the turkey. That he bastes the turkey and then he puts it in, and then he just still with his naked hands.
Damn it, Josh! This is another fucking story. Just ends everyone shitting themselves, doesn't it?
No, not at all.
Okay, I was gonna say because now I'm just seeing food poisoning, and it's another Josh Johnson show episode that just ends, and then everyone pooped. Thanks for listening. Subscribe. That's what I just was.
No. I mean, it's not gonna be that, but basically he ends up presentation wise. I think he would even make someone like Gordon Ramsay proud because all of the presentation is there. Like the pies, the toppings, especially on the pie, look picturesque. The turkey and the chicken wings, and even like his little spin on the cranberry sauce. Because some people just get the cranberry sauce from the can and just like put it on the plate straight from the can. Just you can still see the ridges.
I love that. I love that when the cranberry still has like a face.
Yeah. When you're a kid, sometimes your parents will let you say you did the cranberry sauce and everyone pretends you did something when you really just shook a can until it farted onto a plate. But basically, everything looks beautiful. Like the all of the dressing looks great. All of the there was another thing he cooked. The mac and cheese. The mac and cheese had that perfect little brown crust because he had put breadcrumbs on top of it. And so it had the perfect, beautiful crust on top. And it was to the point where my coworker was actually genuinely impressed. She was like, oh, wow, like he really pulled it off, you know? Because a lot of the stuff, and any family that cooks together knows what I mean, a lot of the stuff had to be brought over that day sort of half done.
Oh, yeah.
And then he finished everything in like the few hours before the whole family got there. So then they get down there, they say their grace. Everyone's digging in, and it is good. It is very good. Like he by all accounts, he crushed it. Until maybe an hour after they finished, and a couple people were like, "Yo, I'm not feeling too great," and.
How did I not call it? I called it. You were like, no, that's not what happened, Logan.
Yeah, because they all threw up.
Oh. Oh, we're splitting hairs since they didn't all poop.
Yeah. That's what you get for trying to throw in those spoilers. Yeah, but it was bad. Apparently, the thickness, the tightness of a family breaks down at two
Food
bathrooms
poisoning
for 15 people. nobody was family anymore.
Nah.
Nobody was friends.
No.
People
I didn't come and make friends. I came here to win.
people pulled each other by the back of the collar.
Wow.
Yeah, it was worse than a hangover the next day because everyone was just like full on. I think it was like salmonella poisoning. They got.
Yeah. No, if it's since there's multiple types of poultry juice, it's just yeah, that's the good stuff.
Just all
You flirting with E. coli. Yeah.
That dude washed his hands once. Like just poisoned everybody.
Man.
So, if you're listening, at least that's not your Thanksgiving experience, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. I had like salmonella once and it's a rough kind of food poisoning. It really is. Cuz it hits you out of nowhere. And then for me it was like 4 straight days of just
oh man,
both ends, 2 different outputs, baby. Like it was just my God.
It's also so funny because everyone was like, man, he really did it. Like no one believed in him too. That's the thing that makes me laugh so hard is that she was like resolved to like, all right, I guess I can whip up some backups on the day of or something.
Yeah.
I guess I can put it together at the last minute because I was on that double with her and I was like, she mentioned like trying to get Thanksgiving where I was like, what is this lady talking about? Man. And then the fact that no one believed in him and then they all believed in him for like an hour and then they were watching football and he was and then like one of the uncles was like, oh, like
it sucks too because I had to be like the best hour of his life.
Imagine
he's like the whole family finally believes in me. and he's just really buzzing off that, and then suddenly, like, a relative walks by pretty briskly. Just, ooh.
Imagine a world, right? Imagine a world where this is his Rudy moment. So
Exactly.
it would be like Rudy, but if they finally let Rudy play and he kicked a field goal for the wrong team. Like, how'd you kick a 90-yard field goal in the wrong direction?
No, it's they're carrying off the field, and then they all go, ooh, and drop him. and then they strike his record from existence. It's that version of Rudy.
Man,
That's wild.
Legit, man. I could not believe what she told me. Because then, okay, so because the scheduling when you're doing a customer service job like that is a bit unforgiving. It's like you get the day off, or maybe you get half the day off. But then
now more and more too, people who work in retail get no time off around Thanksgiving now.
Yeah, and so
it's just like you live at Target now.
And so she had to call off the next day. And then the day after that was her day off anyway. So I didn't see her for like 3 days after she told me that he was like, let him take the helm. And then when I saw her, she still looked like a little run down.
Oh, no, yeah. It was bad food poisoning. It sucks too because if you get really bad food poisoning from something, the next time you eat that thing is going to be gross. So now this could be a group of people who hates Thanksgiving now.
Yeah, you actually canceled all of it. Cranberry sauce, everything.
Yeah,
everything you touched with your bare fingers.
Yeah, stuffing, dressing, doesn't matter what you call it. It makes me throw up. Not going near it.
Oh man, he couldn't have done it any worse because the fact that it all tastes good too meant they ate so much of it.
They ate so much of it, and they were loving it. They're like, oh my God, oh Rick, you did this so good, and he's flying so high.
He's trying to be humble at the table.
Yeah, he's like, I just
threw it together.
Looked up some good recipes. I watched some videos. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to give back to y'all.
Yeah. You guys have always been there for me, so I'm trying to be there for you.
then just 2 hours later, just someone screaming from like the kitchen sink, Rick!
Oh, God damn it, Rick!
Why didn't we order Papa John's? Because you never know. You never know when God's sending you a blessing. You know, maybe
that's true.
All the food that other family was going to eat that got ruined by glass with the pigeon, maybe that was also poison.
Yeah. Or maybe that's where this dude got some of that food and it had pigeon salmonella on it. So he was in a panic. He's never cooked before. And he's like, well, there's just a turkey here.
Imagine you're fully getting poisoned, but as far as the cooking goes, no notes. No notes at all. Nothing's dry.
Yeah.
Nothing's undercooked.
Oh, man.
Oh, he's just sitting there.
I did it. I did it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's been a hard year ever since Stacy left. You know?
And then you
I don't get to see the kids as much as I used to, so Rick needed this win. All right. This was a big one for me. I really needed this one.
And you know for a fact that when people started throwing up, he was trying to come up with other excuses in his head. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah.
Well, you did go up those stairs pretty fast. Maybe that's some motion sickness, because you know how it is.
You ate
stairs.
too fast because it was too good. So
Yeah,
you ate too much.
Y'all were being greedy, and look what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it's trying to teach you a lesson. That's what Uncle Rick was doing. Lessons.
She said it was like it was probably more of what a haunted house should be like than any haunted house in America, because just every time you turn a corner, it's just a person screaming.
You just hear screaming and everything's sticky now. Everyone's just throwing up.
People are tripping over each other.
Smells bad in there. Yeah. No,
like I said, only 2 bathrooms, only so many sinks. Like she said that they found her uncle outside leaning against the house.
Oh.
Because I guess he just wanted to get away from everybody, just have some alone time. You ever have that feeling where you know you're going to be sick, but if you feel like if you can just control what's around you, you won't be sick?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because drunk people do that, especially. Drunk people
yeah.
be like, hey, don't move. You don't move. I'm like, why can't I move? Just don't move. Just don't do it.
It'll make everything else spin if you move.
If you move, I'm looking at you, so don't move. I'm like, well, don't look at me. Look at the ground. I can't look at the ground.
No, that's down.
And so then she said she went outside. This is way later, so she doesn't know how long he had been out there. And she went outside, and he was just like sort of perched up against the side of the house, just taking deep breaths and holding his stomach.
And then they never saw Rick again. He never showed his face around town.
Yeah, I'm glad that that's why I need to start doing my stories just up top, giving them a fake name, because I got like I'm sure that for listeners sometimes the guy is not enough. But yeah, man. Oh,
that's wild.
Yeah,
oh,
Rick was out here, and then Rick more poison than anybody else because he had to taste test everything.
It was probably licking his fucking
Licking his fingers,
his
putting
E.
them-
coli fingers. Yeah.
Oh, needs a little pepper.
Yeah. Rick threw up so hard he turned inside out. R.I.P.
I don't know if you've ever had this happen, but speaking of like Thanksgivings where I was a guest, I went to one where clearly clearly the like matriarch of the family wanted to handle it, like wanted to cook everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they just did let her or if they wanted to give somebody else a turn, but she showed up salty.
Was she like critiquing food and shit, or was
critiquing is the nice way to put it. She turned that whole Thanksgiving into the roast of the whole family in front of them.
Yes.
And
yes.
You know
Fuck
how,
yes. Into this. I'm into this.
You know how at the end of a roast you're supposed to say something nice about the person you're roasting?
Right. Yeah.
None of that happened.
None of that. Yeah. No.
So then she was just okay. So just imagine this old black woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she is letting everybody have it, just take it. People, and there's also this general respect. So you also like,
right?
She asks you a question, you answer it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was like everything was a setup
that's so
for
good.
a punch.
I don't know if this is like an okay thing for me to say at all. I don't know what's wrong, but like, black people are so much better at roasting than white people are. Because it's like you said, like a black woman can rope-a-dope you into almost roasting yourself. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole different skill.
I think it's because I feel like we got really good at it because we didn't have lawsuits till later. You know what I mean? The legal system wasn't on our side for a very long time, so the only recourse we had.
Yeah. You guys didn't get to file defamation, so it says like, oh, okay, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I'll do the defamation right here, right now. I'm suing you with my words for spacing your memory about yourself. And she went in way too hard on everybody, and I'm a guest, so I don't know if it's my place to say anything. Right. All I know is a lot of people worked really hard to make this Thanksgiving come together. And
did she roast you at all? Did she decide to just go rogue and hit the guest too?
I don't know. I don't remember her really roasting me.
Okay.
She may have said something, but she was mostly going after the food, right?
Right.
And so she would say, like, it started off kind of sly, but then she went she was like, "Oh, who made this potato salad?" And she sounded excited, so that was the setup, right?
Oh no, she's a monster. I love her.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
No.
She.
Well, I did, Grandma.
Well, I did it, Grandma. Like, oh, okay. It tastes exactly like that Gerald's General Store potato salad from the from 59. They didn't let black people eat there for a while, and then when they did, it wasn't good. And it's like a history lesson.
It's like historical roast. Yeah, it's a real journey of a fuck you.
Yeah, just so you know, your potato salad tastes like segregation. You're like, who made this? Who made this cranberry sauce? I'm like, oh, I did, Grandma. And okay, did you put a little? You put a little something in it? You put a little liquor or something in it? What is it? Like, no, Grandma. Oh, it tastes a little fermented. Maybe it went bad. I don't know. Who am I to say?
Oh man. Oh,
it was ruthless, and it was like
it's and perfect. That strategy.
Yeah,
because she knew how to harness being an old woman. She knew how to harness using grandma power to completely defeat everybody.
What are you gonna do? Hit me?
Yeah. Well, and especially the way she's doing it, where she's always pretending to be excited at first, because everyone just wants their grandma's approval.
Mm-hmm.
and then flipping it, but not in a harsh way. In a, I don't know, in a subtle.
I mean, some of it was harsh. Some of it. So she had one of them. Oh, okay. This is what she did kind of under her breath. So like I only heard it because I was near. But she was like, oh, this gravy. Where y'all get it? Why y'all? Ooh, who? Not even who made, just like this gravy. And then that was the perfect setup, because then the person that made the gravy was like, oh, that one's mine, Grandma. And she's like, oh, it go ahead and it stick to your ribs, definitely. And then she just goes, it stick to your ribs, definitely. And probably give you cancer. To know your gravy tastes like cancer. From someone who had it.
That's like so too like so. She clearly didn't have anything specific for that one. It was like, you know, that she didn't have the specific turn that she was going to do with all the other ones. It was just like, well, this one's bad. It'll give you cancer.
Yeah. And then she said, so
that's where it's like at a comedy roast, to bring that back, where it's like when someone doesn't have a joke, someone, they're like, I don't know, pedophile or whatever, where it's like you just say something that's harsh to me, and you're like, well, where's that coming from? That's nothing.
Yeah. And then she went, oh, this chicken, ooh, this chicken dry, making me thirsty. This chicken's so dry, it's ashy. I can't believe how'd you get this chicken? Then she asked it like it was like it's exactly what you were saying. She like asked it like it's a good. She's like, how'd you get this chicken so dry, child? And now you have to answer looking stupid. Well, I just left it in the oven, Grandma. This chicken dry. This chicken could get the paint to dry faster. Yo, man, she was ruthless.
That's the best.
She went after everything.
That's so good.
And that's the other thing too, is that she got a little bit of everything on her plate just so that she could destroy it.
So she could go down the line and
yeah.
hit every single one of them. That's perfect.
Yeah, your greens taste brown. Oh man, like she. This was so someone almost stood up to her too. It was so funny because she really did have that like, "What are you gonna do?" face on. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what history they have. I'm sure it's an in-law thing. Like I'm sure she was roasting someone who actually isn't like family, but like married into the family. Right. So they're probably like, why am I letting this person talk to me like this? Yeah. And so she got to the mac and cheese and she was like, and this is also, I should point out, this is all spread out over an hour. She's not just like tit for tat going from thing to thing to thing. They're all very sneaky when they come in. Mm-hmm. It's not like just she does a laundry list of what's wrong with the food and then moves. It's like she little jab here, little jab here. She gets the mac and cheese and she was like, this mac and cheese something else. I mean, you got I mean, I guess you got the mac, but I'm not seeing any cheese. and then the woman who I guess made the mac and cheese was like about to say something, and then the grandma caught on to it, and she was like, "Hey, but I'm sure you did your best, sweetheart. All right, God give everybody different gifts. Okay." God. I don't even know this woman. Let her cook.
Yeah, I don't even know this woman. I wasn't even there. I'm like starting to feel hurt. Like there, it's just like, oh, God gives everyone different. Like that's just like ow.
Yeah.
Wasn't there? I have nothing to do with the story. I somehow feel put in my place by this grandma.
It's also such a weird jab. It's like God gave you a different gift than making mac and cheese. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I'm a sculptor.
Yeah.
Really, really hope that counts.
I mean, I hope you can sculpt up some flavor. So far, the flavor's a little flat. You need to start working on that marble.
Have you ever, with like dating somebody, has Thanksgiving ever been like a mess? or just like holidays, like splitting the holidays stuff?
Yeah, not really.
Okay.
Not in a major way.
Okay, because it's like one of the weird things. Like I hate what's happening with like the pandemic and everything right now. But the one good thing is like this is Jess and I's like first holidays together, and nothing against her family, and like my family gets along with her and stuff. It is kind of nice to like our first holiday season together. We're just doing by ourselves, so we don't even have to do the game. You know?
Yeah, there's no extra pressure.
Yeah, because like one of my exes, I'll just say, I won't be specific, but like one of them, like every holiday season would just chew my ass just all day for everything. Like it was just like even if it's like we just spent all day with her family, it'd still leave and just be like, you never want to spend time with my family. I'm like, we were just there. We stayed with them. Like I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, yeah.
But I had a different ex though too, because I was trying to think. I was just like, did I ever have like an eventful Thanksgiving? I had one, and I've told you about this before. I think I called you while I was down there dealing with it. I think because this was a different ex of mine. We had just gotten engaged a little before. This wasn't my ex-wife. Yes, I've made this mistake a couple times. But we went down to Thanksgiving. We already got engaged. We'd used her grandmother's ring that she showed me that she said she wanted to use for her engagement. But I guess then over time I learned, I guess it was the grandma she didn't like as much as the other grandma or some shit. Because then how that came out later is then after we were already engaged, her mom gets a hold of her. She's like, hey, I found good grandma's ring or whatever, cool grandma's ring. Yeah, skateboard grandma, badass grandma found her ring and was just like, do you guys want to use that instead? Just already like a pretty that's a pretty presumptive question. That's really saying like, oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and be a part of your your relationship.
Yeah.
And and then my ex, she asked me, she was like, I don't know how you feel about that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, let's go look at it and see how we feel, I guess. And that'd be one thing. Then we get there, and then her stepdad just comes up to me. I'm outside with my dog, and her stepdad just walks up and hands me this little ring box. And he's like, open it. And I open it up, and it's that ring. And he goes, we already got it resized and polished, everything. You should give it to her. And I was like, okay. And then my ex comes back over. I'm like, hey, I guess here it is. And she's like, oh, cool. And then she just takes off the other ring and puts that one on. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Okay, I guess. Okay.
Now, what you don't know is that there's a third grandma with another ring.
Yeah. So anyway, 5 grandmas later, where I also got to say too, and I'm fine talking shit about this now. This was also the same Thanksgiving. We went down there, and when we were just going to go do Thanksgiving with her family at that time anyway, but one of her best friends was having their wedding on Thanksgiving Day. On Thanksgiving Day, and had the fucking audacity to make it a potluck reception. We had to bring apps to the Thanksgiving wedding.
Oh, that's insane.
I was so fucking mad. I was like the whole wedding, and it was like nice, and everyone was friendly to me and stuff. But in the back of my mind, I'm just like, you monsters, you horrible people.
The only way to top it would have been to make it a destination potluck Thanksgiving wedding.
Yeah. But so anyway, but that happened, and then there was just a moment then later in the day where we talking about oh, maybe if we're done with Thanksgiving early, we'll try to go see a movie or something. Just me and my ex were talking, and I guess her parents overheard that, and they did not care for that, because then after Thanksgiving we then get back to her parents' place, and then her mom disappears, and then her stepdad just comes up and he's like, hey, I'd like to talk to you guys about you guys, it feels like you guys don't really want to spend time with us. And then suddenly her mom appears behind us. She went upstairs just to go to the other staircase to flank us like a velociraptor. I was just like, oh, clever girl. And then she just shows up. And then they just corner us, and there's like, you guys don't want to spend time with us ever. And they're like, and all the effort we put into that ring and everything, and then this is where I lost my cool a bit, because I just shouted, I just said, that nobody asked you to do.
Oh God.
And then at one point, they're just like kind of pounding on her a little bit, like really needling her with questions. She's like, I don't know. She's like, we had a good time. We stayed the whole time. Why are we in trouble? We spent all of Thanksgiving with you.
Yeah.
And then her stepdad turns to me. He's like, well, Logan, what do you think about this? I'm not proud of this. This is where I could have done better. But I just straight up looked him in the eye and I said, this is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever been a part of. And then I just said, I'm gonna go walk my dog forever. And then I just went outside, and then it was a horribly awkward weekend. I'm in a state, I'm not from. I in a city I've only been to once before, and there I am the Friday after Thanksgiving, sitting in a bar with 3 other people, and it was great. I go to this bar just because the argument carried over into the next day. It was so weird, and me and this person broke up years ago. Don't worry. I got out. And I wasn't my best self either. I'm not going to try to just totally blame, but that was her family just made this fucked up situation that both of us just had to deal with.
I mean, what do you think, Logan, is probably one of the worst things to ask a guest? Is like, what do you think about what's happening? That would be, imagine any one of the stories.
It's the second worst thing to ask a guest. The first worst thing to ask a guest is, hey, do you want to use this engagement ring instead? It's two bad questions in a row.
Yeah, I guess the second one just feels more malleable because, imagine any one of my stories that I just told you, and then a guest was asked, "What do you think?"
What do you think about this?
As we're throwing up our brains.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think? She's like, I don't know. I kind of agree with Grandma. The mac and cheese not that good.
Yeah. What do you think? Well, I don't know. We should probably get some of the glass out of these mashed potatoes.
No, but then I was at this bar then, and I'm just so rattled from it, and I'm just getting food on this Friday, and this guy's at the bar, and he's like, hey, it just strikes up a conversation with me because there's no one in there. It's very clear the people who don't really have family to spend time with on Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
And he just goes, he's like, are you from around here? And I'm like, no, I'm from Iowa. I live in Chicago right now. And he's like, well, what brings you here? And I'm just like, girlfriend's family. And then he's just like, well, how come you're not with them right now? And I'm just like, well, we got engaged, and then they decided to do this thing with the ring. And he stops me there and just goes, I don't need your life story. He set me up just to knock me down, it felt like. Because I'm like, you literally asked me. Why am I here by myself, not with them, knowing there's a story there, and you chose immediately to be like, no, shut the fuck up. I don't want your story. And
to be fair, if it was a short story, then it's harrowing. Why aren't you with them right now? Killed them. That's not better.
No, but that was just...
I don't need your life story.
Immediately. After asking, hey, what's your life story? I don't need it. That's really, I don't know.
Hey, what's your whole deal?
Yeah.
I don't need your life story.
There was after a show one time, I was doing jokes about my dogs. My dog had had to have these surgeries for her bladder stones that she had. And then I did this show where I did a bit about it, talk about it. Then after a comedian asked me, so what's going on with your dog? And I answered and was talking for a little bit. I talked for a minute. And then they just go, ugh, you still talking about your dog? I'm like, yeah, you fucking asked. You don't get to do that. You don't get to be like, hey, man, what's your name? Weird. Shut the fuck up. You don't get to do that.
That's also such a weird... That only looks weird on them because not only did they ask, but they clearly zoned out 18 seconds after you started talking, and they came back and then tried to put it on you. It's like, you have the attention span of a squirrel.
Yeah. You asked a question, you didn't care about the answer.
Yeah.
That makes you a
Once
bad
again,
conversationalist.
if it was a short answer, that would have been terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, happy Thanksgiving. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. If you're a new listener, thank you for listening for the first time. If you've been with us since the beginning, we appreciate you. And we're glad that we get to spend the holidays with you.
Yeah. And I would love to know if anyone actually decided to, if you sat down with your family and listened to the Josh Johnson Show on Thanksgiving, first off, I want documentation.
Second off, I'm sorry.
Yep. And bless you.
Yeah, but I mean, we would love for you to catch up with us in absolutely any form. If you are looking for me, you can find me on Instagram at Josh Johnson Comedy, on Twitter at Josh Johnson, on Facebook at Josh J Comedy, on YouTube at Josh Johnson Comedy, where we are actually posting full video clips of this very show. If you want to see the faces we make.
Full video episodes, man, not just clips. It's the show.
Okay, my bad.
It's the whole.
my bad.
No, I'm just
That's
saying.
my mistake. That's my.
I was just trying to. I'm trying to just get on the hype train and like add more to it. You know, somewhere I wasn't trying to. Like,
Oh yeah. But clips really, I actually said more words when I should have said less. Like if I had said full episodes and stopped, I would have been correct.
Yeah. No, we're starting to do the show's visual now. You can watch it. So there.
Yeah, and if you're looking for Logan.
I'm on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And also, I want to amend my further thing. If you decide to sit down with your family and watch the entire episode, but yeah, you can find me there on Instagram. Also, if you want to email the show to send said documentation of forcing your family to watch and or listen to us on Thanksgiving Day, which I'm now just deciding is a challenge I'm putting out to our listeners. Please. Avoid all the arguments you might have with your family and instead ruin it with us. That's what I think you can do. No, but you can email us, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. And I want to say we've been getting a lot of emails lately, and we've even had a couple people kind of like resend their email to be like, hey, you haven't covered this one yet. We're getting to them. We have a lot of them. That's why we started doing the Monday mailbag thing too, so we can spend a little more time doing emails. Don't worry, we are going to get to all of them. We have a lot of cool people listening to our show, sending us fun stuff. You guys are amazing. I'm stunned every time we open the email. Yeah, and I guess I'll just repeat what you said. I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. I know this is a weird one. I know this year everything's weird, but I hope you found time to at least have some joy on a day off, and a day that celebrates the genocide of a native people. And really just have a great... Stop me at some point, Josh. Don't just let me...
I mean, I really thought you were going somewhere, so I was just trying to be respectful.
I had nothing.
I thought you were going up a ramp to a higher place.
I had a higher place in my heart. I just didn't find it with my mouth.
That's fair.
But...
Well, thank you so much, and we will catch you next time.
Yeah. Oh, fuck a pigeon.
I've fallen down a very specific rabbit hole where basically I have been reading reviews like it's an addiction. I've been reading reviews from people from other countries. Okay, so they don't live in the U.S., but they come here from all over the world. And I have been reading their reviews of having Doritos for the first time. And y'all, I think we did crack again because when they come over here, it's people from France being like, I had one, my friend offered me one, and then when I looked down, I don't know how much time had passed, but there were 6 bags on the ground. And this is my thing, like, maybe what we are doing with Doritos is bad, you know what I mean? Because when you read the back of a bag of Doritos and you look at the ingredients, they all are words longer than what should be in food. If you read the back of a bag of Doritos, it looks like the recipe for meth, right? It's just a lot of propylene glycol sounding stuff and everything. So no wonder they come from around the world. They come from Europe, Asia. They get addicted and everything. It's sad to watch. It really is, because then they're in the review, they're like, I just ate so many and I couldn't stop. And then if you're reading it as an American, you like, yeah. Like, this isn't exactly news or anything, you know? If anything, that's on you for getting 6 of the little bags. You should have got a family-size bag. You know what I mean? If it's just you eating by yourself, you get the family size bag. It is fiscally irresponsible what you're doing right now. Just getting 6 bags of the little ones like you gonna stop or something. You can't control yourself. You're in it now. You know? And sometimes I see him. Sometimes I see him over. I'm like, you know him. You know him when you see him because you can check the fingers, right? You know? Let me see your hands. And you see the hands like addicted. What a shame. Because no other country lets their companies do to the people what we let the companies do to us as far as ingredients. Like, we're like, man, it's very good. It's so good. It is good. It's not good for you, and it does have a taste that should not be in a human mouth. And I can tell that because people who have been alive for a long time are like, I've been eating forever, and I've never eaten anything like this before. It's taken me to a place I don't know if I want to go to. And you're reading them and you're like, how is it this serious? But then you actually travel, because like I've traveled around the world and stuff, and I've been to some of these countries that talk about the Doritos, and I can tell they're going to get addicted, because when I go there and I eat their food, I'm like, yeah, y'all missing quite a few flavors. Your palate isn't ready. And you can tell that because you'll go to like the Netherlands or something like that, and they'll be like, oh no, don't eat what we make. Go to like a Turkish restaurant or something. If you eat what we make, you'll die. Like, don't do it. We make cardboard over here. Your stomach not ready for what we do over here. We just boil the water and eat it. Like, you know, but I was reading, there was one dude from Poland who was like, I don't know what to do with myself. He said, I'm reading it, I don't know what to do with myself. I've had every flavor multiple times. A friend gave me some at a party. They always started like that too. Like a friend gave me some while I was at a party. They started with that peer pressure type stuff. And that's how you can tell it's drugs for them. They're like, my friend introduced me to Doritos. I was young and innocent. Now I've been running up and down town trying different flavors and stuff. And this dude from Poland was basically, this is like on a Reddit post, and this dude was pretty much admitting that he was extending his stay in the States to spend more time with Doritos. He's like admitting to the open internet that he is overstaying his visa to eat as many Doritos as possible. He is risking ever being able to return to the country. I live in New York, and sometimes I'm walking down the street. Sometimes I walk from show to show instead of taking the train and stuff. And I was walking from one show to the other, and I was passing this bodega. And outside bodega was a dude that was over here like, you know, just standing there doing one of these and everything. And I don't know, I've lived in some bad neighborhoods, all right? And when you see this, you know their day isn't going well, right? This right here, if you walk up on somebody and they're doing this, you about to be asked for a favor, right? Like, these are not the movements of someone that's just gonna wish you a good day, right? So you're about to hear a story when you see this. And so I'm walking by, and as I walk by, he's like, excuse me, sir. And I was like, oh, that's different. What's up? How you doing? He's like, I was just wondering if you could spare $1 or $2 so I could get something to eat in there. And then I had a $5 bill in my pocket, so I handed it to him. He's like, oh, thank you so much. And to get some Doritos. It's like, I'm an enabler. I've been very excited to come to Dallas and spend time with you, make you laugh and everything. I love coming here because I grew up in Louisiana, and so we would come to Dallas a lot. Yeah, didn't tell you which part. And I would visit, you know, Dallas sometimes growing up and stuff, and you know, the thing that we're known for in Louisiana and in Texas is just amazing food. Right? Things that will change your life, things that you won't forget, amazing meals of every type, you know? Like, we're known in Louisiana for a lot of the Creole stuff, jambalaya and gumbo, everything like that. And then in Texas, it's a lot of the barbecue, a lot of good meats and everything. And then you see people in other parts of the country that will start a whole restaurant pretending to do what y'all do here, right? Like pretending to be the same. And then you'll go there. You might even walk into a, real Texas barbecue restaurant in Pennsylvania. And you're nice, you're cordial, because you're good people. And you sit down and you have a couple bites, and then you're like, no. No. That was good. You tricked me. You got me to come in. That's good. I like what you did there. It's because you got the font right. You got the font on the... That's what got me. You got the print right on the awning. And, ooh, okay. Because this isn't Texas toast. This is fat bread. You did fat bread. You didn't do any... Oh, you won't get me again, but that's nice. That's nice. Gotta give it to you. Wow. And that's the thing. Is that sometimes, you have food that people really believe in, but it is bad. It's just not good. Belief doesn't make a meal, right? And especially when I look online, it feels sometimes like we're lost, And I can tell that we're lost just because of what I see happening nonstop. Also online, because you have a forum, because people can comment, I see people say some of the most beautiful things and some of the most hateful things to each other that we know people wouldn't have the courage to say in person, right? Sometimes you're in person and maybe you want to tell someone how great you think they are, but you're worried about being embarrassed, so you keep it in or you just give them a thumbs up, whatever the thing is, right? But online, if you're never going to meet this person, you can really let them have it one way or the other, good or bad, right? And so I've seen some really hateful comments that I know people wouldn't say if they were in person with the person, right? And when it comes to cooking TikToks, I think some of this hate doesn't go far enough. I think that it's important to really let the people know. You know what I mean? Because you watching whole nasty recipes be made and then people just commenting the vomit emoji. It's like, no. We need to get into their personality. We need to get into their upbringing. We need to get into why they thought this was a good idea. Because they love to do it. They love to make nasty food and then film themselves, no shame, film themselves making the nasty food that should be illegal. The police should be kicking the door open as we speak. And not only did you not keep this a secret, you filmed it. You did an edit, and then you put it out for the world to see. You self-incriminated for no reason. And all this nasty food is somehow world famous or it's Nana's. Stop putting bad food on your Nana. Don't do that. You know she didn't bring you up like that to be making this slop. You know that grandma is turning her grave right now knowing that you're putting stuff like that on her name, because then the recipes don't make sense. They're like, you could use half a cup of sugar or salt, whichever. And it's like, that's a lunatic. That's an actual terrorist right there. That's wild that you're just telling people that. Why do you believe that? It's upsetting because then, back in the day, this is what I'm told by my mom. This is what I was told by my grandma. Back in the day, if you had a recipe that was nasty, you couldn't just broadcast it to the world like that, the way the open internet has allowed us to. You had to poison people one at a time. You had to invite them over to your home. You had to say, come on, no, let me cook for you. And then you had to sit them down. And then they had to smell what was happening and decide to stay. It was a lot that went into feeding bad food to people back in the day. And then maybe if you got famous enough, you could have a cookbook. And then one of the cookbooks, maybe you falling off and nobody knows yet because they didn't make it themselves. But now you see people, and the videos look good. Ingredients popping up on the screen, and then they pop off, and then they're chopped. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. But then you see them take a bite of it, and you can tell it's nasty because they only take one bite, and then the video ends. They don't serve it to anybody. Because you know you've been invited to someone's house that thought they could cook but couldn't. And then you took a bite. You're a good person. So you go ahead and you take a bite, and you know when you take that first bite, okay, I'm gonna have to get rid of this. I'm gonna have to figure out a way. If there's a dog nearby, but I'm not gonna swallow. No, you're not gonna get me. You take that first bite, and they're like, how you like it? Oh, you can tell you made something nasty if somebody take a bite and then can I be excused real quick? Where's your bathroom at? They just in that bathroom sweating, just like, what am I gonna do? It's a full plate. Oh, it's really horrible what people have done to each other. You know what I mean? It's just with a straight face, too. And now you got people broadcasting. Come with me while I make my Nana's world famous mayonnaise grapes or whatever. Like, and they don't even know there's anything wrong with it, because once again, they weren't brought up with sense. You know? The amount of times I've been brought over to someone's house, and look, if anyone goes to the trouble of cooking for me, I appreciate it. You took your money, you bought the ingredients, and maybe you messed it up, all right? Maybe that's what happened, but I still appreciate the effort, right? As long as I don't have to finish it, you know? Because the amount of times I've been invited to someone's house and been fed shepherd's pie. You can tell from your groans. Like, shepherd's pie is already on the line. Shepherd's pie is crip walking a tightrope of nasty, right? One false step as shepherd's pie has fallen into slop, all right? You can't just do whatever you want with shepherd's pie and make it delicious. That's not how the world works. And I have been fed shepherd's pies that make you go, maybe I don't know how to eat. Maybe I'm the one. You know what I mean? Because I'll bite into a shepherd's pie and they'll be like, what just cut my mouth? Because that's what I hate. If you invite me over, at least know you cook what you cooked. Know you can do the thing that you said you... Don't invite me over and then be like, you know, I just went ahead and threw out the cookbook on this one and just went with the flow. Not with my mouth. The amount of shepherd's pies I've had where I've been like, all right, how good of a friend are they? One time I got invited to a friend's house and he made shepherd's pie and he put he plated us, right? Gave us the bowls of shepherd's pie or whatever and then fed the dog at the same time. And the bowls looked the same, right? And so I was like, what did you do for this to look like this? There's shepherd's pie and then look, I'm gonna lose some of you, but we have to talk about it, all right? I've been invited to friends' houses before where they have served. I won't even say served. They subjected me to their version of pot pie. Pot pie is unacceptable, all right? Pot pie is absolutely insane. First of all, I knew I didn't have money growing up when my mom would take us to Walmart and we would go to the frozen section and she would grab that banquet pot pie, right? That red box of pot pie. In the only condition where a pot pie looks good is that picture. When they pull it out the oven and they do the slit and the steam coming up. And you don't even see. You see the steam and you see the crust of the pie. You don't see the slop that's happening below. You don't see the insanity that's having that hot sludge with peas and carrots and supposedly chicken. You're not seeing any of that. That's not chicken. I know chicken. Me and chickens are tight, right? I know chickens back and forth, left and right, and that is not chicken, okay? That's not chicken at all. I don't know what it is exactly, but it doesn't have the consistency. That's not chicken at all. Sitting there with a pot pie is disgusting, okay? I remember the first time my mama fed me a pot pie. Went, got it, put it in the oven, was telling me about it. Oh, you know, I think you'll like it, everything. And then, you know, she pulls it out of the oven. I remember my first bite of pot pie. I looked at my mama and said, Mama, I'm gonna work so we don't have to live like this. Like this, Mama, I'm gonna change our lives, okay? It won't be like this forever, all right? Because I know you doing your best. Pot pie, the hot sludge that is under the crust of pot pie. And then I had a friend try to argue with me about pot pie. He was like, no, the crust is the best part. Ooh, okay. Wait, if you think crust is the best part of the pot pie, ooh, I got good news for you. If you love the crust of a pot pie, I got a good word for you today. There's something called bread, all right? Oh, if you love the crust of a pot pie, wait until you meet bread. Bread, when bread comes into your life, ooh, it's gonna change. If you love the crust of a pot pie so much you're willing to endure a pot pie, then get ready to meet toast. Oh. You can have dry, crusty, delicious bread that has nothing to do with purple, Greek sludge, whatever. Because that's the other thing. It's people's version of pot pie. So I've had pot pies that were just like the standard peas and carrots and chicken or a little bit of beef or whatever. But I've also had ones where they were like, oh, I threw a little goat's cheese in there. I did. This is not up to interpretation. This thing is nasty through and through. Pot pie. Pot pie is white slave food, all right? This is the food of subjugation. This is the food of fiefdom, all right? Pot pie makes sense if this is the 1600s. We don't have to do this. We are Americans. People fly from around the world and overstay their visas to eat our cracked Doritos. I've been watching so much news, which is depressing. You know what I mean? It's like they don't tell you about the good stuff. You know, you gotta go find the good stuff on your own. It does feel like, I'm not gonna speak for anybody here, but it feels like, for the most part, I think I feel the way a lot of people feel, which is a sort of disillusion with some of even the process of politics, you know, because we've become accustomed, because we have more access to information than we've ever had, and because we at least see ourselves as more discerning than we've ever been. We feel like we can tell when someone is lying, right? And we've all known and accept that politicians lie. It's to the point now where we don't even really judge who we vote for off of who lied the most. We judge it off of like how many people accidentally told the truth. You know what I mean? Like you look down the ticket and you're like, he got caught in that hot mic. I like that. That was a good one. You know? And I get it. It sucks not just to be lied to, but when you're lied to, you know, and when you figure it out, you see the manipulation that was at play. And if someone's trying to manipulate you, they don't respect you. They don't care about you. You know what I mean? Even when they say they're doing it for your own good, it's like some of the things, let me decide, right? So we don't like when our politicians lie to us, but I don't know if we really want them to tell the truth either. Imagine a local politician, or maybe your country's representative coming to you and just being like, no, we're it's bad. I don't think we can recover. This is beyond repair. Doesn't feel great because that sounds very true. I hope you're lying. Some people, you know, offer up the truth even when they don't need to. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's a noble thing, and sometimes it's a very dumb thing. Sometimes it's just an odd thing. Like RFK told the truth this week about. I'll back up. In New York City, in Central Park, in 2014, there was a bear that was found in Central Park. They're not native. There was a bear that was found in Central Park next to a bicycle, right? And no one understood what happened. The police looked into it. The police couldn't figure it out. The internet sleuths couldn't put anything together. It was a genuine mystery, a decades-long mystery up until this week. When RFK Jr., for no reason, told the world, y'all, that was me. That was, I did do that one. So, RFK, as he tells the story, apparently him and his friends were going falconing. I don't know what falconing is. All I know is you took the word falcon and you made it a verb, right? I don't know if falconing means you hunt falcons or that you use falcons to hunt or you just talk to falcons. I don't know what y'all doing out there, but you put ing behind it so I know it involves the falcons, right? And RFK Jr. was on his way to go falconing, and he's on his way, and then he stops in the road because the person in front of him stopped because the woman in the car in front of him had hit a bear and killed it, right? And so RFK gets out and sees that she's killed this bear, and he's like, I'll take it. Which is interesting, right? That's probably one of the last things I would have guessed you'd say when you see a dead bear. And so he takes it, he puts it in his car, and then he goes falconing with his friends, and they're having a good time. I know we're talking about RFK, but for a split second, I want to focus on the woman that was driving, right? Because there are a few shocks that she had to get over within her day. One, you're driving. You're just a woman in the world living your life, and you're driving, and then something runs out on the road in front of you, and you hit it, right? And that is a car accident. Like, we can't forget, this person was in a car accident. Like, I hope she didn't have any injuries or anything. And just a near miss alone can be shocking. It can rattle you for like days or a long time. Depends on what happened. And so she hits this thing and has to get over the initial shock of almost being in what could have been a very bad car accident. And then she gets out and she's like, what did I hit? Was it a deer or something? It wasn't a deer. It was a bear, which is specific. I don't know anyone else it's happened to. And so you get out of the car and you're standing over this bear that you've just hit, and you're also, wow, I was almost in an accident, so I'm shocked, my heart is racing, it's sad, I've just killed this animal. And then RFK Jr. walks up to the other side of your car and stands over the bear with you and goes, I'll take it. Like you were selling it at a yard sale. And so RFK Jr. went falconing with his friends, and they were falconing for a while, apparently. According to him, they were having a great time. So I don't know if the birds were extra talkative that day, or I don't know what was happening. But they were like, you a falcon, you a falcon, you a falcon. And then the falcons, I guess, were like, blah, 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 like I don't know what noise they do. I don't know what they do. But you know, he's over here falconing. And then they go to dinner, right? Where I'm sure they ate a different type of meat. And he's talking to his friends because the reason he took the bear was to skin it and eat the meat, which I didn't know was an option. I didn't know that bears were running around just big-ass chickens. I had no idea. And so, you know, he's talking to his friends and he's having a great time at dinner, and then he realizes, I actually have a flight. I can't keep this bear in my car. And apparently throughout the entire meal, when he's talking to his friends about the bear being in his car, no one went, what? That never happened. Didn't occur at all. And maybe that's just how they roll as friends. Maybe RFK had a bear in the back and his friend was like, I got 2 giraffes. Like, And you know what it's like when you get two giraffes in the back of your car and they get all knotted up and everything. You gotta take them home and then unwrap them like some headphone cords, you know? And so then RFK decides that, you know, he obviously can't keep the bear in his car, and he has a flight and everything, and I guess no one else wanted the bear. And so he went to Central Park, and as a joke, this was like a prank that he was doing, he left the bear with a bicycle that he also had to get rid of. I don't know how big his vehicle is. How big is your vehicle that you got a bear in there and you have a bicycle at the same time? So then he leaves the bear and the bicycle in Central Park and then goes and has his flight and goes wherever. And the next day, no one really got the joke. Like, no one really... The next day, everyone was mostly confused. They were like, so... did someone hit the bear with a bike? Or was the bear riding a bike and then decided to die? Like, was the bear on a bike and then was like, this ain't for me? You know what I mean? And so no one knew, no one put it together, no one solved the mystery until now, because RFK Jr. came clean. Because he was the only one that knew. The other reason that no one solved it until now is that the woman who, let's go back to her for just a quick second. I think the woman that hit the bear and then gave it to RFK or let him take it and then went about her life, you know, she also didn't come forward, because I think the next day when she turned on the news and saw the bear in Central... she had to have been like, nah. There's no way. I like to think that from her perspective, she hits the bear, RFK takes it, she goes about her life, but then the next day she thinks that RFK thought that he needed to make it look like an accident. Like,
Mira, 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 mira.